And good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Holcomb Stadium in Mesa. Todd Garbison for Southwest Sports Network. It's play-by-play coverage of Tucson Badgers varsity baseball. And we're underway in another PowerPoint game for the Badgers as Jacob Federico leads off. And on the second pitch of the ball game, fouls out to the first baseman, and that is out number one. Tucson comes in with an overall record listed at 11-8. It doesn't include some of their tournament games. And 7-5 in PowerPoint ball games. The opponent today, the Mesa Jackrabbits. They're the host team. And Mesa comes in at 11-12 overall, 6-9 in PowerPoint ball games. The Badgers sit at number 16 in the PowerPoint rankings, while Mesa is at 35th. And Michael Corral, the second hitter in the Badger order. He's the DH today, and he's up there with a count of 2 balls and no strikes. And the 2-0 pitch popped up first base side. This one might be playable in foul territory. Going to be a little more difficult play there, and not able to track it down this time. That'll go as strike one. So 2-1 on the Badger DH. Again, it's Federico leading off at second. Corral, the DH, batting second. Then Martin Garcia will bat third and play shortstop. Ricky Martinez, the right fielder, bats fourth. Hitting fifth is the center fielder, Kyle Rivera. Then Raimundo Barcelo at first base bats sixth. Luis Zamorano batting seventh and playing third base. Ball fouled out of play into the seats, and it is 2-2. Anthony Figueroa bats eighth for the Badgers and starts in left field, and Fabian Ferreira is the starting catcher. He bats ninth. Corral, the DH, by the way, batting for the starting pitcher, Carlos Cordova. And there's a fly ball out to left center field. And a long run, and it's out of the glove of the center fielder for Mesa. And Corral is in at second base. J.J. Reeves, the center fielder for the Mesa Jackrabbits. He had to go a long way to get to that one and actually had the ball in his glove, but it pops out. So Corral at second base for Martin Garcia, the shortstop. Give you the defense for the Jackrabbits. Jonas Rogers in left field. I mentioned J.J. Reeves in center field. And Javi Otero is in right. So you get a foul ball to the netting behind home plate. Willie Abadar starts at third base for the Jackrabbits. Riley Searle is the shortstop. Nick Durazo plays second. Cody Tucker is at first. And Robert Velasquez behind the plate for Mesa, catching Tony Ito. And a pitch high. And they count 1-1. One ball, one strike on Garcia with a runner at second and one out. Good lead out there, and no middle infielder near the bag. The throw goes to third, not in time. So Ito turns to throw, and there's nobody home at second base. And an error moves Corral to third, and we'll get a quick Mesa timeout. Now ready after the timeout. The 1-1 pitch is bounced in and blocked by Velasquez. Now 2 balls and a strike on Garcia. Badgers going to be busy as they play 5 games in the final 6 days of the regular season, including today's ball game. And pitch up and in. They'll be back in Tucson tomorrow, but on the road at Sabino. Mesa with just 2 games left in their regular season. And we'll talk more about that as we get deeper into the ball game. Badgers with a runner at third and 1 out. Corner infielders up for the Jackrabbits. Middle infielders playing deep, and a ball fouled off the netting. And it's 3-2. Now the second baseman, Durazo, comes in on the grass as the pitch is low and away in ball 4. Badgers put runners at the corners with 1 out for the cleanup hitter, Ricky Martinez.
Now batting for the Tucson Badgers.
Of course, we saw the Badgers earlier in the season. Covered a game for them right before the start of the Chris Moon Memorial Cherry Field Classic, as the Badgers had a PowerPoint game on that Monday night at home against Ironwood Ridge, a 6-0 shutout of the Nighthawks. Runner goes on a delay, and the run is in for the Badgers. And now they'll give up the runner between first and second. So Garcia officially is caught stealing. And that's the second out, but he stays in the rundown long enough for the runner to come in from third base. So the Badgers on the board with 1 in the top of the first, and now Ricky Martinez will try to get it started. And a pitch over for a strike. And the next one misses outside on the count 2-1. Ito back to the line, and the 2-1 pitch. And a line drive past the shortstop, Searle into center field. And it's a 2-out base hit for Martinez. It'll bring up Kyle Rivera.
Batting for the Badgers, center fielder number 13, Kyle Rivera.
So we saw the Badgers back on the 21st of March. They went through the tournament that they host every year, the Chris Moon Memorial Cherry Field Classic, and then spent a little bit of time in Las Vegas the following week as Rivera takes a strike. Tucson went 2-2 in the tournament in Las Vegas hosted by Bishop Gorman. Turn in a throw to first and the runner back. Two outs and a runner at first, a run in for Tucson. The 1-strike pitch and a swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. And the next pitch, fastball misses away. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Tucson in a position, as I mentioned, 5 PowerPoint games left, including this one here at Mesa. So runner goes, the ball bounced off the foot of the batter Rivera. Took a full swing at it and just kind of trickled out toward third, and then he started hopping around as that ball got off his foot. But the Badgers in a position to really gain some ground and to kind of solidify their spot. Currently, as I mentioned, number 16 in PowerPoints. Top 24 advance in the Division II state tournament. The top 8 get a bye. As they get a fly ball into right field that should end the inning. Otero over and makes the catch, and Rivera and the Badgers are retired in the top of the first inning. But Tucson's on the board. They get a run on 2 hits. There was 1 error and 1 runner left on base after a half inning of play. Badgers 1, Jackrabbits coming up. J.J. Reeves leads out for the Jackrabbits in the bottom of the first inning and takes strike 1. Reeves leading off, playing center field for Mesa. Nick Durazo will bat second and play second. Willie Avadar at third base hits third. And a ball fouled out of play. And the count goes to 0-2. Hitting fourth is the right fielder, Javi Otero. Tony Ito, the pitcher, bats fifth, and Robert Velasquez works behind the plate and bats sixth. Heading in the 7th spot is the first baseman, Cody Tucker. And a ground ball over to the right side. That's scooped up and tossed to first base, and that is in time. 3-1 on the putout of Reeves. And the leadoff man retired in the Jackrabbit first inning. That'll bring up Nick Durazo. Again, Tucker hitting 7th at first base. Riley Searle is the shortstop, but he bats 8th. And then Jonas Rogers in left field rounds out the order, batting 9th and playing left field. And the first pitch to DeRozzo.
Now to play for the Jackrabbits, second baseman number 2.
Low for ball 1. And the next pitch is low, 2 balls and no strikes. The defense for the Badgers: Figueroa in left, Rivera in center, Martinez in right, Zamorano at third, Garcia the shortstop, Federico at second, Barcelo at first, and Ferreira catching Cordova. And a ground ball back up the middle, fielded by Cordova and on to first base. And that is in time. So a comebacker fielded, and DeRozzo thrown out. And the batter is Willie Avilar. Avilar bats with 2 outs and the bases empty in the Jackrabbits' first inning. Mesa trailing Tucson 1-0 in the first pitch over for strike 1. And the 0-1 pitch on the inside corner at the knees, a strike, and it's 0-2. And that pitch not close. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Two outs and the bases empty in the bottom of the first inning. Cordova with the 1-2 pitch. And that's fouled off. Avilar at the plate will stay at 1 ball and 2 strikes. And that pitch low and in. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Now batting for Mesa, right fielder number 2.
Oh, now they say that hit him, so Avilar will go to first base, hit by the pitch. And the Jackrabbits get their first base runner of the ball game. Comes with 2 outs in the first. The batter, Javi Otero. And now Coach Romero out of the Tucson dugout just wants to get an explanation as to what the call was there, or what the umpire saw. First pitch to Otero misses low for ball 1. Avilar with a leadoff first base as Cordova, the right-hander, sets. And the breaking ball over for a strike, and it's 1-1. Throw to first and the runner back. Again, a throw over, that one not close. Next pitch misses for a ball, 2-1. Tucson leading 1-0 as we play in the bottom of the first inning. And a fastball high, 3-1. Again, a throw over. That one a little bit closer, but the runner back. And a ball hit into right field. If it's fair, it's trouble. It's a foul ball. And more than likely would have tied the ball game with Avila on the move. Depends, though. Martinez might have been able to get it to cut off before it got past him and down to the fence or down into the corner. But even better for Tucson, it's a foul ball. So now 3-2 on Otero. A couple of ground ball outs started the inning, then a hit batter on a 2-2 pitch. 3-2 with a runner going, and it is on the inside corner, a called third strike. Otero looks back at the plate umpire, didn't like it, but he is rung up for strike 3. And for the Jackrabbits, no runs, no hits, a hit batter and one left, and after an inning of play, Mesa trails Tucson 1-0. 6, 7, and 8 in the order for the Badgers in the top of the second inning. Raimundo Barcelo takes strike 1. And now swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. And that one just misses. A ball and 2 strikes. Tony Ito works quickly. The 1-2 pitch. Way off the plate, but wave and a miss for strike 3. First out of the inning, first strikeout for Ito, and the batter is Luis Zamorano.
Now batting for the Badgers, third baseman number 5, Luis Zamorano.
First one from Ito goes to the backstop. Tucson leading Mesa 1-0. And that one up the middle. Ito able to knock it down and throws on to first base. 1-3 on the put out, 2 away.
Now batting for Tucson, left fielder number 2, Anthony Figueroa.
That brings up the left fielder, Anthony Figueroa. First pitch bounced in, ball 1. And the 1-0 pitch. That's inside, 2-0. Fabian Ferreira next. Ito back to it in the pitch. That's high, 3-0. Badgers have hit a bit of a rough stretch over the last number of games. Had a 4-game losing streak stopped with a win most recently against Saguaro, 4-1, the final score in that one, but losses prior to that to Marcos, Deniza, Sunnyside, Cienega, and Buena. And Figueroa aboard at first base. First of 2 games today here at Holcomb Stadium. A couple of Mesa schools will play at 6:30 tonight. That'll be Skyline High School and Red Mountain High School. As Holcomb has had, they're going to end up having probably 6 or 7 nights worth of baseball here as Ferreira takes low and away for ball 1. Of course, this is the spring training home of the Oakland Athletics. And that pitch over for a strike, and it's 1-1. But once the Athletics leave town and all the rest of the major league teams break camp, then some of the spring training stadiums become available for use. Throw over to first, and Figueroa back. Anthony with 1 stolen base on the season. And a pitch over for a strike, and they count 1-2. And a breaking ball up and in, 2 balls and 2 strikes. But all of the Mesa high schools, all 6 of them, have had games here at Holcomb Stadium over the month of April. Skyline will end up playing, I think, 4 games. Red Mountain has 3. Mesa's got another one coming up here on Tuesday. Get a fly ball in a shallow right field. And Otero in to make the catch. And the inning is over. Badgers get a 2-out walk, but leave the runner at first. And after an inning and a half, still Tucson 1 and Mesa nothing. Tony Ito leads off for the Jackrabbits in the bottom of the second. Takes outside for ball 1. And the next pitch fouled out of play on the first base out of the count 1-1. So it's Ito, Velasquez, and Tucker for Mesa in the second inning, and the Jackrabbits trailing the Badgers 1-0. Now 2 balls in, a strike on Ito, trying to get it started off for the Jackrabbits. And the first pitch inside for ball 1. The 3-1 pitch. And Ito drives a fastball into right field. But that's put away by Martinez. Leadoff hitter retired in the Mesa second inning. It brings up the catcher, Robert Velasquez. And the first pitch on the inside corner, strike 1. The 1 strike and a ground ball over to third. Samorano had to wait for a high hop to come down, but he throws a strike to Barcelo at first base, and it's a 5-3 ground out. And there's 2 away in the inning. The batter is Cody Tucker.
First baseman number 7, Cody Tucker.
Tucker takes a fastball high for ball 1. Cordova with a 1-0 pitch. And that's hit into shallow right center, and that'll fall for a base hit. First hit of the ball game for the Jackrabbits. It comes with 2 outs in the second. Tucker aboard, and it brings up Riley Searle. And the first pitch that hit well out to right field. But over there to make the catch is Martinez. Couple of fly balls to right field in the second, and the inning is over for the Jackrabbits. A 2-out base hit. Runner left at first, and after 2, Mesa still trails Tucson 1-0. Hard hit ground ball up the middle and into center field. A base hit starts things out for Jacob Federico and the Tucson Badgers.
Now back to the Badgers, the DH number 8, Michael Corral.
Federico came in hitting .364, 3 doubles, 4 triples, 7 RBI. That's the most recent numbers on Max Preps anyway. And now 1 for 2 today. Michael Corral next. He had a double and scored the game's lone run back in the first. .263 hitter with a double and 3 knocked in. Now 2 doubles, I guess. And a throw down to first where they had a chance to get Federico. A short hop throw from the catcher, and Jacob will go to second base. That'll be the second error of the ball game for the Jackrabbits. Federico a ways off the bag, and I don't know if that was a missed sign on a hit and run or he didn't get a good jump, but got about a fourth of the way to second, slammed on the brakes. And again, they might have had him on a better throw at first. First one to make the next one. 2-0 the count to Corral. Badgers lead 1-0. Chance to add on here in the third. A 2-0 pitch, and the ball bunted at by Corral and bunted foul. And it's 2-1. And the 2-1 bunted sharply over toward third. A pump and a throw to first base. And Durazo just able to get over there to get the foot on the bag. A 5-4 sacrifice. Moves Federico to third base. Almost became a slash because that ball was bunted hard enough, but the idea was to force the third baseman to come in and make the play and have a better shot at getting the runner from second to third, and that's what happened. Federico to third base, and now Mesa brings the infield in. The number 3 hitter in the Badger order is Martin Garcia. He walked his first time up, hitting .233 with a homer and 3 knocked in. Pops it up first base side in foul territory and playable, and caught by Tucker. Big second out there
Now batting for the Tucson Badgers, the right fielder number
for
2,
Mesa.
Martinez.
And the batter will be Ricky Martinez. And Martinez has good numbers. He had a base hit his first time up. Came in hitting .382, 3 doubles, a triple, 2 home runs, and 19 knocked in. Badgers looking for some 2-out magic here in the top of the third inning. They lead 1-0. And a ball hit down the right field line. I think is going to end up foul. It does, into the seats, in fact, out of play, and it's strike 1. Next pitch low. One ball, one strike on Martinez. Cal Rivera next for the Badgers. The 1-1 pitch. That's popped up on the first base side. It's the 4th ball that's been over there. This one's going to be in fair territory, but just inside the line. And Tucker makes the catch. Badgers waste a leadoff base hit. In fact, they got a runner to second with nobody out and could not get him in. No runs a hit, plus an error and 1 left. After 2.5, still 1-0 Badgers. 9-1-2 in the order for Mesa in the third. Jonas Rogers with a check swing, foul ball, strike one. The one strike pitch over the outside corner, a strike, and it's 0-2. Well, the max prep stats for Tucson High. Limited amount of numbers for Carlos Cordova, the starter. No record. An ERA of 4.77. One ball hit well out to left field. But Figueroa there to make the catch.
Anthony Figueroa.
And the leadoff hitter retired in the third.
Now batting for the Jackrabbits.
That's Cordova's 6 appearances with that 4.77 earned run average. 7 1/3 innings pitched, 7 hits allowed, 6 walks, 3 strikeouts. Back to the top of the order for J.J. Reeves. And the first pitch over for a strike. Mesa, one of the teams that doesn't have anything on max preps as far as statistics goes. They've got their roster, but that's it. Again, they're number 35 in PowerPoint rankings. And probably not going to be able to jump over enough teams to qualify for the Division II baseball state playoffs. Again, the top 24 teams qualify and will begin tournament play a week from tomorrow. That pitch over the outside corner, a strike, and it's 1-2. Jackrabbits with just 3 games left, including today's ball game. And so even if they win out, don't know that they're going to be able to leapfrog enough teams to get in. Ball fouled back. We'll stay at a ball and 2 strikes. 1 out, base is empty. Bottom of the third. Tony Ito pitches out of trouble for the Jackrabbits in the top of the third inning, keeping Tucson scoreless in the third, so we stay 1-0. Pitch low and in. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the 2-2. Misses high. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Carlos Cordova takes a little extra time and a deep breath. Trying to regroup here. Come up with a 3-2 pitch to Reeves. And it's knocked foul and out of play in the third base side. And a pitch low for ball 4. So Reeves does his job as a leadoff hitter, although he's batting with 1 out in the inning, but does his job to get the walk, and so he's aboard for Nick Durazo. One on and 1 out for Durazo, who bounced back to the pitcher Cordova his first time up. Throw to first and the runner back. And that pitch bounced in. Ferreira can't block it, or he can't keep it close anyway, and so a wild pitch moves Reeves to second base. And pitch bounced in, backhanded by Ferreira. the 2-0 pitch. Foul back. And 2 balls and 1 strike. And the 2-1 pitch. Off the end of the bat and dumped into shallow right field. Reeves going to be waved around. The throw will be cut off, and the Jackrabbits tie the game in the bottom of the 3rd inning. RBI single from Nick Durazo, and it's 1-1.
And now batting for the Jackrabbits, third baseman number 16, Willie Aguilar.
That brings up Willie Amador, who was hit by a pitch his first time up. And the first pitch to Aguilar over for strike 1. Throw to first and the runner back. Runner goes, and the ball bounced over to third base. Still going to go to second for the out, and on to first to double play. I didn't think they were going to have a chance at the runner at second because Durazo was on the move. But Samorano starts and around the horn 5-4-3 double play, and the Jackrabbits are done in the third, but Mesa evens it up. They get a run on 1 hit and no errors, nobody left. We've put 3 in the books from Holcomb. It's now Mesa 1 and Tucson 1. 5, 6, and 7 in the order. Cal Rivera with a fly ball into right field. And Otero busy out there. Another put out. That's his 3rd catch in the ball game. That's the first out of the 4th inning. It brings up Raimundo Barcelo. Rivera, by the way, 297 hitter, a double, 2 triples, 4 RBI. And Barcelo, based on the most recent stats update on Max Preps, just 0 for 1 on the season. Struck out his first time up. And a swing and a foul ball, strike 1. And a ground ball rolled over to the right side. Durazo scoops it up and on to Tucker at first base. 4-3 ground out, 2 away in the inning.
Now batting for Tucson, third baseman number 5, Luis Samorano.
Brings up Luis Samorano, who hit one back to the pitcher Ito in the 2nd inning. 283 hitter, 6 knocked in. And the first pitch from Ito over the outside corner, strike 1. Ball down the right field line, but foul. And the count 0-2. One run, 3 hits, no errors for Tucson. 1 run, 2 hits, 2 errors for Mesa, and that is a called 3rd strike as Ito has a 6-pitch 4th inning. And the midpoint of the ball game, it's Tucson 1 and Mesa 1. Middle third of the order for the Jackrabbits in the bottom of the 4th inning, and they'll face a new Badger pitcher as Javi Otero takes ball 1 from Michael Corral. So Carlos Cordova's day is done. You get a ground ball. That's into the hole at short. Picked up there, and a throw from the outfield grass. Not going to be in time. Infield base hit for Otero. That's how things start for the Jackrabbits in the bottom of the 4th inning, and the batter will be Tony Ito.
Now batting for the Jackrabbits, the pitcher number 24, Tony Ito.
With a fly ball to Martinez in right field his first time up. And a fly ball this time to center field will drive Rivera back. Still going and able to make the catch over the shoulder.
Cal Rivera.
And Otero retreats to first base. With a loud out to center field, one down. And the batter will be Robert Velasquez.
It's now pitching for Tucson, number 8, Michael Corral. And now batting for the Jackrabbits, the catcher, number 3, Robert Velasquez.
As Velasquez steps in, we'll give you Carlos Cordova's unofficial line. The starting pitcher goes 3 innings, allows 2 hits, 1 run that was earned, walked 1, struck out 1, and hit 1. Gonna throw over to first and the runner back. New first baseman in there for the Badgers will have to identify, wearing 24, but we didn't have a 24 from the lineup card that we got before the ball game. Pitch to Velasquez, high for a ball. Robert grounded out to Samorano at third base his first time up. Again, a throw to first, and again the runner back. 1 on, 1 out, bottom of the 4th inning, a 1-1 ball game. Temperatures creeping up here. We're in the high 90s today in Mesa. Pitch over for a strike, and it's 1-1. Corral with the throw over to first and the runner back. Tucson with a run in the top of the 1st inning. Mesa answered with a run in the bottom of the 3rd, and that's been it. 1-1 in the 4th. The 1-1 pitch with a runner going, a ball hit on the ground, and that's going to get into the hole and knocked down by Garcia, and another infield base hit. Now 2 aboard with 1 out, and a ball has not been hit out of the infield yet in the inning. As Eddie Perez runs at first base. For the catcher Velasquez, it brings up Cody Tucker. First and second with 1 out, a chance for Mesa to get in front for the first time. And a ball foul to the netting behind home plate, strike 1. Cody Tucker with a base hit his first time up. And a swing and a miss, strike 2. Look back and a throw back to second base, and the runner dives back. And a ground ball rolled slowly out to short, takes a high hop. There's an out at second, and over at first, not able to pick it up. So Velasquez, courtesy runner Perez, forced at second base. 6-4 on the play. Otero to third. Tucker aboard on a fielder's choice. And it brings up Riley Searle. First pitch over the outside corner, strike one. Corral's one-strike pitch. Not going to give him first base. He was hit by the pitch, but didn't get far enough out of the way, I guess, or make an attempt, and so it's ball one. So 1-1 they count. Jonas Rogers next. And a pitch is bounced in there and blocked by Ferreira. 2-1. Ball foul down the first baseline. Still first and third with 2 outs, a 2-2 count. Corral with a pitch, and that's fouled out of play. And a ground ball down to third, picked up there, and a throw across to first base. And that is in time, and that'll end the inning as Samarano throws out Searle, and the Jackrabbits turned away in the 4th inning. No runs on 2 hits, and a couple of runners left on base after 4. Still Mesa 1 and Tucson 1. Anthony Figueroa leads it off for the Badgers in the top of the 5th inning and takes ball 1 as Ito bounces it in there. Figueroa walked his first time up, came in hitting .279, 4 doubles, 5 knocked in. And pitch a strike in the count, 1-1. And a ground ball back up the middle. That gets past Ito. But the second baseman, Durazo there. Tucker with a stretch, and it's a 4-3 ground out to begin the 5th inning for Tucson. It brings up Fabian Ferreira, hitting .310 with a double, a triple, and 7 knocked in.
Now batting for the Badgers, the catcher number 15, Fabian Ferreira.
Pitch over for a strike, now 0-2. And a swing and a miss. Ferreira strikes out, 2 away in the inning.
Now batting for the Badgers, second baseman number 3, Jacob Federico.
Jacob Federico 1 for 2. Takes the first one low, ball 1. Now 2 balls and no strikes. And a ball bunted. Ito off the mound fields and throws to first base. And that is in time. 1-3 on the putout. And it's another 3-up, 3-down inning. 9 in a row retired by Tony Ito. And we go to the bottom of the 5th, still tied at 1. Jonas Rogers leads off for Mesa for the second time in 3 innings. And he takes strike 1. And the next pitch on the inside corner, and it's 0-2. Next one low and away, 1 ball and 2 strikes. And that ball punched over to the right side, gobbled up by Federico and on to first base in time. Leadoff hitter retired in the Jackrabbit 5th inning. We'll turn the order over for J.J. Reeves. Reeves walked and scored Mesa's run back in the 3rd. And it was a pesky at-bat for Reeves. 8 pitches to draw that walk as he takes up and in ball 1. Pitch over for a strike, and it's 1-1. Now 2 balls in, a strike. Ball hit into shallow left center, and Garcia, the shortstop, can't get to it. That falls amongst the trio of Badger defenders.
Second baseman number 2,
and Reeves with a base hit. Now Nick Durazo, and he takes a breaking ball over the outside corner, strike 1. Maybe a pitch out there, and again goes to 1-1. A 1-1 ball game as we play in the bottom of the 5th. Tucson with 1 in the 1st, Mesa with 1 in the 3rd, and that's been it. Turn and a throw to first and the runner back. Again a throw over, and again the runner back. I mentioned Mesa with just 2 games left. They'll play host to Desert Vista on Monday. As that ball is fouled back, and that'll get into the seats. Out of play, it's 1-2. And then they'll wrap up their regular season with a game on Tuesday, right back here at Holcomb Stadium against Williamsfield. One ball, 2 strikes. Reeves with the lead at first. He goes. Pitch a strike. Throw from the knees, and might have had him, but Garcia couldn't hang on to the ball. Trying to make the catch and do the swipe tag at the same time. Not able to handle it. So it's a stolen base for Reeves as Durazo is out on strikes for out number 2.
Third baseman number 16, Willie Avalar.
Brings up Willie Avalar. First strikeout for Corral and just the second for Badger pitchers as Carlos Cordova, the starter, went the front 3. Struck out just 1. And Avalar fouls this one out of play on the third base side for strike 1. Now the look back to second in the pitch, and that's over the outside corner, a strike, and it's 0-2. Corral with a set and the 2-strike pitch. And that's hit into right field and caught on a line by Martinez. Takes away a base hit and a run for the Jackrabbits. And for Mesa, no runs on another base hit. They leave a runner at second, and after 5, we're still tied at 1. Michael Corral, the leadoff hitter, takes ball 1 from Tony Ito as we start the 6th inning. Pitch over the outside corner, a strike, and it's 1-1. Willie Avalar, the third baseman, a couple of steps in front of the bag and in on the grass, trying to discourage a bunt from Corral. And a 2-hopper, maybe 3, out to the second baseman. And Arazo sure-handed fields and throws to Tucker for out number 1.
Now batting for the Badgers, the shortstop, number 6, Martin Garcia.
Brings up Martin Garcia, the shortstop for Tucson. I mentioned the Badgers with a busy final week of the regular season. They will play, I guess not including Sunday, every possible day from now through the end of the season, as the regular season in all of Arizona scheduled to end on Wednesday as a breaking ball is over for a strike. The Badgers play Saturday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. The ball hit down the right field line, but foul into the seats, out of play, and it's 0-2. I mentioned the Badgers will be back in the Tucson area, but on the road tomorrow at Sabino. They will be at home on Monday to face North out of Phoenix, then home Tuesday to face Rincon. And then Wednesday, back in the Valley, they'll be in Tempe to face the McClintock Chargers to finish the regular season. The 1-2 pitch, low and away, 2 balls and 2 strikes. And I also mentioned this earlier, it's the top 24 teams that make it into the Division II baseball state playoffs. The top 8 teams earn a bye in the first round, as that ball is fouled out of play. So we'll stay at 2-2. And Ito's 2-2 pitch in the hands and pulled into left field, and that will be a base hit. A 1-out single for Garcia, and that stops a string of 10 in a row retired by Tony Ito. A 1-out base hit brings up Ricky Martinez. But the top 8 then qualify for the state playoff, or the top 24 qualify. The top 8 earn a first-round bye. Teams 9 through 16 host first-round games 1 week from tomorrow, and that's where Tucson is hoping to be. Obviously, they want to be top 8. And with 5 games left, I don't know, again, that's going to be a lot of teams to jump over, even if they're able to win out. Runner goes, ball into center field, and down for a base hit. Reeves has to play it on a hop. And it's back-to-back base hits for the Badgers. As Garcia goes to second, Ricky Martinez aboard at first. And the batter is Kyle Rivera. Kyle Rivera in after the Mesa timeout. The first pitch spins him around, up and in, ball 1. Then for the Badgers, again, wanting to stay in the 9 through 16 spot. So if they do have to play a first-round game, they're hoping to play it at Cherry Field. Pitch over for a strike, and it's 1-1. First and second with one out, top of the sixth. Check swing and somebody missed his sign there. Pitch up and in. Fouled off. The runner from first base, Martinez, took off. The runner from second, Garcia, didn't. And a high pop-up on the first base side. And caught by Tucker.
Now batting for the Badgers, first baseman number 16, Raimundo Barcelo.
It's the fourth pop-up that the first baseman Tucker has caught. He had a fifth one that he wasn't able to bring in. And the first pitch fastball over for strike one. And a ground ball, first base side foul, and it's 0-2.
It's now batting for the Badgers, number 24.
And a breaking ball hit sharply, fielded in the hole, throw across the diamond to first base, and not able to hang on to it at first. That'll load him up. That was a great effort from Cyril, the shortstop, and Tucker, the first baseman. And that'll be an infield single to load him up. 3 hits in the inning, but nothing to show for it at this point for Tucson. And the batter is Luis Zamorano. I mentioned 24 took over at first base back in the bottom of the fourth inning, and we didn't have a 24. I think it's Joseph Dicochea. First pitch high for ball one to Zamorano. We saw the lineup card before the ball game, and Joseph listed as number 26. But I think that's him over at first. There's a ball hit on one hop to second, fielded and thrown to first, and picked out on a low throw for Tucker. Terrazzo throws out Zamorano, and Tucson is turned away in the sixth. The Badgers string together 3 hits in the sixth, but they leave all 3 on, and we go to the bottom of the sixth inning, still tied at 1. Javi Otero leads off and rolls a ground ball to the shortstop. And Garcia throws him out. 1 pitch and 1 out in the Mesa sixth inning. And that'll bring up Tony Ito.
And now batting for the Jackrabbits, the pitcher number 24, Tony Ito.
Ito 0 for 2, a couple of fly balls. 1 to right, 1 to center. First pitch over but low, ball 1 to Ito. And next pitch misses for a ball, and it's 2-0. Fastball off the plate, 3-0. Robert Velasquez next for the Jackrabbits. It's a 1-1 ball game as we play in the bottom of the sixth. First of 2 today from Holcomb Stadium. And that's low ball 4, so a 4-pitch walk puts the go-ahead run aboard for the Jackrabbits in the sixth. Ito will come off for the Jackrabbits. Avery Alcazar will come on as a courtesy runner.
And now batting for
Robert Velasquez comes to the plate, 1 for 2. Hit an infield single his last time up. Throw over to first and the runner back. 1 on, 1 out, bottom of the 6th inning. And a first pitch over the outside corner, strike 1. Carlos Cordova went the first 3 innings for Tucson. Now Michael Corral in his 3rd inning of work. Throw to first, and again the runner back. And the shorter appearance may be just due to the fact that the Badgers have so many games over the final days of the season. Fly ball to deep left field, long run, and it will drop for a hit. It'll roll past Figueroa to the fence. The Jackrabbits only able to get 1 base on the advance, as Ito's courtesy runner Alcazar had to make sure that the ball was not going to be caught, and then he was only able to go from first to second. Now Perez on to run for Velasquez. And Mesa head coach Mike Masiangelo not happy with Alcazar only taking 1 base on that play, and he's going to put Ito back in there. So the pitcher will come back and run for himself out there at second base. I can't remember if I've seen that or how long it's been anyway. It's been a while where you see a courtesy runner for the pitcher or the catcher and then see them put back into the ball game. A breaking ball to Cody Tucker over 4 strikes, so they go ahead run in scoring position for the Jackrabbits with 1 out in the bottom of the 6th. Tucker 1 for 2. He had a base hit back in the 2nd. Bounced into a fielder's choice in the 4th. And fouls off a breaking ball on the count 0-2. One out in the inning. Corral ready. And a line drive foul outside of first base. Look back to second base in the 0-2. Popped up. Should be out number 2. And it is put away for the second out. Just in foul territory. Infield fly was called, but again, that's an infield fly rule only if the ball is fair. And it ended up as a foul ball. It's Decochea on the putout. And a ground ball over to third, smothered there, and a throw to second base. And Corral pitches out of trouble in the 6th. A 5-4 force retires the runner at second base. Riley Searle bounces into a fielder's choice to end the 6th. And for Mesa, no runs on a hit plus a walk. They leave 2. And after 6, we're still tied at 1. 8, 9, and 1 in the order for the Badgers in the 7th. Anthony Figueroa takes strike 1. Each team had their chance in the 6th inning. Neither team could score. A ball bunted foul first base side, and now Figueroa down on the count 0-2. Figueroa, Ferreira, Federico for the Badgers in the 7th. The 0-2 and a swing and a miss.
Now batting with the Badgers, the catcher number 15, Fabian Ferreira.
Now Ferreira bats with one out, and the base is empty. And actually going to get a pinch hitter as Ferreira is called back, and George Arias will bat. Arias, a .308 hitter with a homer and 11 RBI.
Next now batting for Tucson, number 19, George Arias.
And the first pitch over for a strike. Ball fouled out of play. First base side, and it's 0-2. Next one low and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The wind and the 1-2. High pop up. Foul territory. Going to be playable and dropped by the catcher Velasquez. That'll be an error. Velasquez got over there and then couldn't bring it in. So Ito will regroup and try to find the second out again. The 1-2 to Arias. And that's into shallow center, and Arias makes the miscue hurt as the go-ahead run is aboard for the Badgers with 1 out.
Now batting with the Badgers, second baseman number 3, Jacob Federico.
Now Federico, who is 1 for 3. First pitch bounced in, ball 1. That was pitch number 90 for Ito, so decent anyway on pitch count. He had 81 through 6 innings. Throw to first and the runner back. Arias with a couple of steals on the year. Next one low and away, and it's 2-0. Ito, the right-hander, sets, and his 2-0 pitch is high, 3-0. Now Aguilar in to talk to Ito. You got to figure that Federico's taking a pitch here on 3-0. Throw to first and the runner back. And that is ball 4. So Ito just Loses it there against Federico, a 4-pitch walk. And that puts the go-ahead run in scoring position at second base. And we'll get a Mesa timeout. We play in the 7th. It's 1-1. Michael Corral steps in for Tucson, and he'll face a new Mesa pitcher as Orlando Luna is on to try to find a couple of outs in the 7th. First pitch over for a strike. Another change for the Badgers as Matt Kroger is now running at second for George Arias, who had a pinch hit single to begin. Well, a 1-out pinch hit single. There's a ground ball up the middle. Could be 2. There's an out at second. And on to first base, and Luna comes on and rolls a double play ball. Federico forced 6 unassisted by Searle. And then a throw on to first base, doubles up Corral. And the Badgers are turned away in the 7th. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error, 1 left. And we go to the bottom of the 7th inning, tied at 1. Nine, 1, and 2 in the order for Mesa. Looking for a walk-off as Jonas Rogers has a swing and a miss, strike 1. Now 1-1, J.J. Reeves, Nick Terrazzo next. Now 2-1. You're going to pitch low and in, 3 balls and a strike. And on a 3-1 ground ball rolled out to short. And Garcia throws out Rogers 6-3 on the play. Brings up J.J. Reeves.
Number 22, J.J. Reeves.
First pitch to Reeves misses for ball 1. Yeah, next pitch over for a strike, and it's 1-1. 1 out, base is empty, bottom of the 7th inning. Ball hit to foul down the third base line. And the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. And a pitch just off the plate, 2-2. And the 2-2 pitch. That's knocked foul third base side. Will stay 2 balls and 2 strikes. One out in the bottom of the 7th, tied at 1. Now 3-2. Michael Corral in his 4th inning of work. He's pitched 3 shutout innings, allowing 4 hits. 3 1/3, actually, shutout innings with 4 hits. The ball fouled out of play. And that's ball 4 and the winning run aboard.
for Mesa, second baseman number 2, Nick Durazo.
Brings up Nick Durazo. With Reeves on at first and one out. Easy throw over to first and the runner back. Breaking ball over the inside corner for a strike. Well, I guess I'm a little bit surprised. Maybe with 2 outs they might run. I was thinking that the Jackrabbits might run. I mean, as the leadoff hitter aboard, Reeves has stolen a base. I guess you don't want to get the potential winning run thrown out at second, but now with a runner at first, it's going to take 2 singles or an extra base hit to get him home. And there's a ball down the left field line, foul by a foot. And that might have done it. Instead, it's 0-2 on Durazo. Badgers hoping to put up a 0 here and force extra innings. Tucson scored in the top of the first inning. They have not been able to touch home plate since. Mesa got their single run in the bottom of the third. Throw over and the runner back. 1 on, 1 out top. Make it the bottom of the 7th inning in a 1-1 ball game. And that one misses for a ball, 1-2. Again, an easy throw, and again Reeves back. A ball and 2 strikes on Durazo. He drove in the Mesa run back in the 3rd inning. And the 1-2 fouled out of play on the first base side. First of 2 games today at Holcomb. The second one scheduled for 6:30, although that might be in danger depending on how this one finishes up. At least the start time in danger, but it'll be Mesa Skyline against Mesa Red Mountain in a key Division I baseball matchup, as Red Mountain is number 10 in power points. Skyline is number 12. Now Corral ready. And the 1-2. Ground ball hit sharply to short. The out at second and on to first base. A double play. And the Jackrabbits fail to score in the 7th inning as Corral gets Durazo to roll into a 6-4-3 double play. And that ends the 7th inning. We will go to the 8th, tied at 1. So we go extras in game 1 as Martin Garcia leads off the 8th inning for Tucson and takes high for ball 1 from Orlando Luna. Luna came on and threw 2 pitches and got a ground ball to get out of the 7th inning. Misses low here for a ball, 2-0. Tony Ito then the starter for Mesa. His unofficial line, 6 1/3 innings pitched, 7 hits, 1 run earned, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts, and he threw 93 pitches. Swinging a foul ball, and the count 2-1. Two balls and a strike on Garcia. Ricky Martinez, Cal Rivera to follow. And a ground ball rolled over toward third base, picked up there, and a throw across is in time. 5-3 ground out starts the Tucson 8th inning. As Avilar throws out Garcia and brings up Ricky Martinez. First pitch high for a ball. Garcia now 1 for 3 and a walk. After that ground out, Ricky Martinez 2 for 3. And fouls a ball out of play on the right side. And it's 1-1. And a ground ball hit sharply out towards second. Terrazzo to Tucker for out number 2. And there's 2 away for Kyle Rivera.
Now batting for the Badgers, center fielder number 13, Kyle Rivera.
Look ahead to the Mesa 8th inning, 3, 4, and 5 in the order. Of course, that's where Tucson started here in the top of the 8th, 3, 4, and 5, but 2 ground outs. They have the bases empty for the number 5 hitter Rivera, now 2-0. Joseph DeCochea on deck for the Badgers. And the 2-0 up and in. And Rivera hit by a pitch, so the go-ahead run aboard on a hit batter.
Now batting for the Badgers, number 24.
And it's DeCochea to bat with the go-ahead run at first base and 2 away. Now Luna, the right-hander, looking in. He's ready, and the first one on the way is up and in for ball 1. One our score, top of the 8th inning from Holcomb Stadium. The 1-0 pitch. That's low, 2 balls and no strikes. And now time called. Runner goes, a ball taps slowly on the third base side. Luna picks it up, throws, and it gets away and into right field. Runner's going to be waved around. Here comes the throw to the plate. It's the go-ahead run, and it's in time. It's safe at the plate as the throw is not in time. And Tucson leads 2-1. Rivera comes around all the way from first base to score. Should go as an infield hit and then an error on the throw. And the error is what allows Rivera to come around to touch home plate and put Tucson in the lead in the top of the 8th inning.
Now batting for the Badgers, third baseman.
No RBI for DeCochea, I don't believe. I mean, I don't know that they could give him an RBI, but he does a good job to get the ball in play and get down the line, and now he's at second base, and the first pitch to Sammarano is low and away, ball 1. Next pitch, fastball high, 2-0. Next pitch misses. 3 balls and no strikes. That ball fouled out of play. I guess 2 balls and 2 strikes, so one of those early pitches a strike and not a ball, my mistake. So 2-2 they count on Sammarano. Runner at second base and 2 outs, but the tie-breaking run is in for the Badgers. They lead 2-1 in the 8th. And that's fouled out of play. Check back to second base in the pitch. And now 3 balls and 2 strikes. Luna with the look back. And the 3-2. And a called third strike will end the Badger 8th inning. But Tucson gets on the board again as they score a run on 1 hit plus an error and 1 runner left on. After 7.5, it's Tucson 2 and Mesa 1. Heart of the order for the Jackrabbits in the bottom of the 8th as Willie Amador leads off. Takes low and away for ball 1. That's a new pitcher out there for the Badgers as Jose Contreras is on to try to save it. Misses low and away, and it's 2-0. Michael Corral goes 4 innings for the Badgers. Allows 4 hits, but no runs. Pitch for a strike, 2-1. So 4 hits, 0 runs for Corral, 2 walks, and 1 strikeout. And a ground ball. Took a hop, but a nice play, and then a strike to first base. Garcia with a pretty play there. You'll see a lot of shortstops at this level, especially going to their left like that. That ball takes a hop, and it goes right over the glove and into center field, but he's able to flick the glove up and make the play. And so Amador grounds out to start the bottom of the 8th inning. The batter is Javi Otero. And the first pitch, a strike. Yeah, swing and a miss. Maybe a foul tip, but either way, strike 2. And the 0-2 pitch. Fastball off the plate and low. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Tony Ito's going to re-enter the ball game and bat in his spot. He's in the on-deck circle for the Jackrabbits. The 1-2 pitch. And a swing and a miss. And Otero strikes out. 2 away. And Mesa down to their final out here in the 8th.
Now batting for Mesa, the pitcher number 24, Tony Ito.
Ito 0 for 2 and a walk. And first pitch fastball misses outside, ball 1. And the next pitch misses, and it's 2-0. And a fly ball into right field might do it. Back is Martinez. He's there to make the catch. And the side is retired, and that's the ball game. Mesa goes up and down in order in the 8th, and we are final from Holcomb Stadium as Tucson beats Mesa by a final score of 2-1. Totals on the ball game: Tucson 2 runs on 8 hits, no errors, and 8 runners left on. For Mesa, 1 run on 6 hits. They commit 4 errors, and they leave 7 runners on base. The winning pitcher is Michael Corral, and Jose Contreras gets the save for the Badgers. And for Tucson, then they improve to 12-8 overall, plus some of those tournament games that weren't reported. More importantly, though, they go to 8-5 in PowerPoint ball games. Mesa falls to 11-13 overall, 6-10 in PowerPoint games. Jackrabbits finish up with Desert Vista on Monday, back here at Holcomb against Williamsfield on Tuesday, The Badgers are busy the rest of the way. They are at Sabino tomorrow, and then they will play all 3 days of the last 3 of the regular season, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. That'll be home versus North on Monday, home versus Rincon on Tuesday, and then back in the Valley to play McClintock over in Tempe to wrap up the regular season on Wednesday. So that will do it. Thanks to Coach Romero for having us back for one more here in the regular season as the Badgers make their way up to Mesa to play here at Holcomb. And so that'll do it. Again, our final, it's Tucson 2 and Mesa 1 from Holcomb Stadium in Mesa. Todd Garbison for Southwest Sports Network saying so long, and we hope to talk to you again soon.